Lake Powell's starting to fill up, groundwater has flooded a whole bunch of people's basements, and it's all coming from the fact that we had one of the worst winters in Utah we've seen in over 2 decades. Let's talk about water and how it affects your home. My name is Paden, I'm Clancy Fairbanks, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about the 3 different ways that water can start getting into your home. From rain, from snow, from the ground. So first off, when you go and look at a home, what's the first thing that you think? Oh wow, this yard's so manicured, it's beautiful. Or maybe you're going to say, oh, the inside of the home is updated. The first thing that I think every single time I look at a house, does that home have gutters? Why is it so important? Well, rainwater or water that's pooling right next to your home, it'll do 2 things immediately. It'll make it so that either you've got so much extra pressure going on your foundation that it creates a crack, or it'll moisten the soil so that it expands, contracts, contracts, which also will create cracks. And over time, those cracks will get bigger and bigger. And so while it's creating cracks, then you have moisture that'll go through the cracks and start going into the side of your home. As you have more moisture going through, as those cracks get larger, then more and more water keeps going in, and eventually it'll start damaging your drywall or parts of your basement, or even worse, it'll start creating mold. Having it so that that water stays away from your home, so it can't pool right up next to your home, is the most important thing to really be looking for a home. Water will destroy your home, maybe not as quickly as fire will, but it'll be just as definitive. So then also on top of that, what moisture will do if it is seeping right next to your home is that eventually that rain or that sprinkler water will start to erode underneath your foundation. And what this will do is make it so with the shifting soil, your foundation starts to settle more and it starts to crack. And over time, this can make it so that the side of your home starts to crack, that your roof starts to move. It might even make it so that your floor on your home starts to become uneven. And once stuff like this happens, it becomes thousands or maybe tens of thousands of dollars to repair, which all from the very beginning, all you had to do is have gutters that run down and that make it so that it runs more than 5 feet away from your home. This is why gutters are so important, is to make it so that you don't have these huge problems in the future. After in the summer or whenever you start keeping water away from your home, the next big problem that you have here in Utah is snow. And the typical pieces of advice that you should really be focused on with snow is that you're removing it from your sidewalk the second that it snows, and you're making it so that you don't have ice dams forming on your roof. So first, starting with the snow. If you leave snow on top of cement and it melts just a little bit, the cement's going to soak it up, it's going to go on the cement, it's going to freeze again, and it's going to expand and contract, and that's what's going to cause your cement to start to crack. And it's just going to create problems over time. Where, if you just remove the snow immediately, it'll make it so the lifespan of your cement lasts just a lot longer. And then next, especially in the winter, you have a lot of snow that starts pooling on the top of your roof, and then near the bottom of the roof, it starts to melt, and then it freezes over, and then as snow begins melting, it creates a little dam or a little pond on the top of your roof that could eventually go through your home, flow into your living room, your bedroom, wherever and whatnot. The 2 basic things to realize to try to stop this are, you could install something like heat tape or heat wires that makes it so that the ice can't pool up there because there's something heating it, it's constantly flowing off. Or you can try to increase the ventilation to your attic or to your roof, making it so that in your attic the temperature is about the same as your roof itself, and so the snow doesn't have a reason to melt at the bottom, it'll slide all the way off of your roof. And so those are the 2 largest things to be really prepared for going into winter. Make sure you have a plan for ice dams, and then second, make sure you have a plan or the ability to shovel your snow almost immediately if you can, or as quickly as you possibly can. And the last big water disaster you could say that you have in Utah is groundwater. If you're in an area that especially can become moist or wetter than usual, and your groundwater levels start to raise and make it so that it starts going into your basement, it's really advised to make it so that you have a sump pump to try to pump that water away from your home as far as possible, and so it can't rise and actually get into your home. But also on top of owning a sump pump, which is a step not many people think of, is to actually maintain it every year, especially as you start going into the wet seasons. Double check your sump pump, make sure it's working, service it, make sure you've got a plan if it does stop working. So those are the 3 biggest pieces of water and how to manage these especially wet times here in Utah. Make sure that you've got a plan for having gutters on your home and that the water goes 5 feet away. Rephrase that again, I'll say it a million times. Gutters on your home, the water's flowing 5 feet away from your home. 2, make sure you've got a plan for your snow and your ice dams in the winter, and make sure you have the tools to be able to do what you need to do. And then 3, if you're in a flood zone or you're in an area that's especially wet where the groundwater can come up, install a sump pump. Other than that, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. If you are looking to buy or sell a home, I always appreciate you letting me interview you. But other than that, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day, and bye-bye now.